So I don't know if this is allowed. It's probably not. I'm here at the lovely and essentially.
Just something else further.
Thanks, man. I'm trying to think of the word. I'm trying to think of something like what is it? Unparalleled or unique or some kind of word that puts this place in a category of its own. What place is that? It's the McKenzie-Health-Center, right? So essentially, I fractured. See you later, sir. I fractured my shoulder, dear viewer. Dislocated that stuff last week, right? I'm practically lost in this damn place, but I'll figure my way out. Apparently, where I want to go is through that wall, so I got to go around there. I got my shoulder X-ray done, so I dislocated my shoulder. Got hit by a damn car. Nice guy in a Beamer, got his card and stuff. He's a cool guy. I gave him my card, and he paid me for my bike, and we drove off, and he got in trouble with the cops and all this kind of rubbish. And then here we are. So I'm getting my checkup, and the shoulder's fine, but I had to do the due diligence. I don't want to be a 90-year-old man with a kind of shoulder that's less than 100% or less than it should be, just because I didn't come out of my way or whatever to make this damn appointment. So I got the X-ray done, courtesy of this really nice guy in there with this amazing X-ray machine that looks like some aeronautical space engine. But the purpose of this post is that there's a really interesting fellow sitting around here somewhere. He's in the X-ray. There he is. There's a really interesting man in here. He's actually a football damn genius. He's a goddamn football genius. And you see, my problem is, and I was sitting in, I'm talking to him about all kinds of stuff. I showed him this new strategy that I came up with, dear viewer, for For winning football games. It's a very simple strategy. I'll show it to you. And I showed it to the guy, and he said, "Oh yeah, that's a simple thing." To me, this was genius, real genius. So this is what it is, viewer. Okay, I don't mind doing all this kind of stuff for you, my viewer. I'm sitting on the floor here looking like a damn fool for you. And so if you do have a comment, I'd appreciate it, even if it's an ugly one. Now this is what you do. This is to win a football match. You got the black-headed guys versus the white-headed guys. You got two guys whose sole job is to have a space around them and stay within offside. So if this guy passes this guy, he cannot have the ball passed to him. That's offside. That's an important rule. So these two guys, their whole job, once again, number one, is to have a space around them, and number two is to stay behind the leading black guy, right? So stay behind him. Now, as a consequence, each of the guys on their team know that there's a space, a nice space running up and down the field inside the offside, which they can blindly pass the ball to. So you got one of these situations where you're looking one way and kicking the ball the other way to the space. And that's how you win games. And I showed it to this man, and he's like, "Yeah, that's some good stuff." So basically, I gotta be honest with you. This is Toronto, and this is Canada. People here are very private. I get into fights for filming people, right? I'm talking about damn fights, real damn fights with threats and cops and all this kind of rubbish. Goddamn planks and knives, or a knife once. At least no nails sticking out of the planks, right? I had 3 guys come at me once with fucking planks. Can you believe that shit? And I wasn't gonna back off. I'm a damn Muslim. I came back with this thing I took out of a planter in front of a hotel. It looked like a long baseball bat, but it didn't thin. It was just thick out all the way down. I was like, "Guys, come on, let's talk this out. Let's talk this out." And we were in front of City Hall, and these guys were occupiers. They were so-called occupiers. They were a bunch of damn kids, 14 and 15-year-olds. And the cops later said, "We saw everything on camera. There's 24-hour security there, obviously. And they said, you had a weapon, and you can get charged 5 years for that, essentially. And so, shut your damn mouth and don't say anything." And so I did, right? But in any case, that's neither here or there. The point of this whole thing is that I would love to interview this guy. But I don't want to whip out my camera and have him wrinkle his nose and go like that, or me ask, "Are you camera shy?" and him say no. I wanted to, therefore, my viewer, give you a context, or some context as to what the purpose of this post is and what my intention was. Now, you see what it is if a CIBC truck pulled up or a CTV truck pulled up, no one would mind the cameras. Everyone would spruce themselves up and all this kind of rubbish. And you got some random vlogger, video logger. Oh man, here he comes. Sir, do you mind telling my viewers what you think Brazil's chances of winning this World Cup are?
World Cup, well, remember, this is a Confederation Cup on Sunday.
No, please. I mean, it's obvious they're going to win, isn't it? Is it obvious to anyone except myself, or am I totally out to lunch?
Spain's a great team.
It's 50-50 for Brazil at least, right?
Yeah, so same.
Yeah, so you admit that. It was such an honor meeting you, sir. I was telling my viewers about you, and I was prepping to come in and interview you, but perhaps it wasn't meant to be. God bless you, man. I hope, I wish you luck, man. You're such a great guy. Keep that stuff up. I remember what I'm trying to say, sir. People are not going to appreciate this stuff that you have. You've got real knowledge, man. And maybe you didn't have a chance to take a team and take them all the way to whatever cup or whatever. It doesn't matter. The chance that you got to understand the thing in its purest form, that's really all that counts. You guys are on here too. So Spain's a good team. Who else, sir? Do you mind me asking? Germany, are they good this time around?
Not as good as Spain.
And what about Argentina?
Not as good as Spain.
Okay, so what about some of these non-European or non-Latin American teams like Japan? Not this time, obviously, right? Maybe in 20 years. What about some of these African teams like Cameroon? There you go, guys. So is it gonna be European or Latin American then? It's either gonna be Brazil or what? Italy or Spain? Spain. There you have it, viewers. 50-50. Spain. It's a toss-up between, well, let's say 50, 25, 25. Spain and then what is it? Spain and then these other two. Spain 25, Italy 25, and goddamn Brazil. They're gonna win, obviously, and ruin everything. Might as well save $1 billion, give them the cup, and spread the money out to, spread the loot amongst the poor, right? Anyway, talk to you later and give me some comments. All right, folks.